Morning, guys. Just having a coffee. Hope you're all well. My name's Louis, and I just thought we'd have another go at the Priscilla saga, which I know is very interesting to you subscribers out there. And I'm going to read the comment out again to you that I read to you guys yesterday. And the bit here in this particular live stream, I'm trying to dig deep and find out, is it true that Priscilla Presley with Barry Siegel tried to take over total control of EPE and to take away Lisa Marie Presley's power in the company? And with the help of Barry Siegel, was there a secret plan to take EPE, Elvis Presley Enterprises, to take the running of it and secretly pay themselves a massive wage? So I've just been looking around YouTube and Google. I found some court documents. I've been trying to understand the court case, the lawsuit between Lisa Marie and Barry Siegel, and what the problems were. But then I've stumbled on things I never knew. And I think you guys will find it quite interesting. But I firstly just want to read this comment. And I'll tell you why. Because this comment that I found got me thinking, am I missing something with Priscilla Presley? Has things gone on that I didn't know, didn't realize, didn't understand? So I'm going to just find the video, because originally the video was just let's have a look. Was just this guy who was upset with fans bad mouthing Priscilla and wishing her dead. That's how I found this comic, because what it is, let's see if it's going to let me read it. Right, here we go. Right, I'll pause it. So what I'm going to do is find this comment, read it to you guys, as long as I find it. It's a very long comment. Where are we? Oh, I hope it hasn't been deleted. Let's have a look. Because it's a very good comment that basically explains the financial goings-on that happened where secretly Lisa Marie, without her knowing, people were trying to take control of her assets, using the fact that they had become trustees on behalf of Lisa Marie Presley. I'm just saying, it could have been deleted. I can't see it now, because before, yesterday, it came up straight away. It's actually not here. That really surprises me. Thought it was going to be here, but don't worry, because I might have took pictures of it. If I have, I can still read it to you guys. That's strange that that's been deleted. That really surprises me. Let's have a look. Let's just see. Sometimes what I do, if I think I'm going to lose something, I'll take a picture of it. Let's have a look. Right, let's have a look. Right, this could be it. Let me just start reading it and we'll see what happens. Seeing Elvis on Ed Sullivan in 1956, a 12-year-old, I saw his struggles just to be heard. The Elvis movie briefly covers it, but I lived in Virginia and his shaking was the first talked about in association with black people, was later a controversy with some people. All the schools I attended in my life college were segregated. His manager began to remove any publicity about his black connection after controversial about breaking segregation laws. White stations wouldn't even play black artists till he changed that. I am trying to find out if the audience where the Louisiana Hayride came to Norfolk in Virginia in 1953. I went with the neighbor and her daughter to see if I think there was Too young to realise that. No, that's not it. Right, let me go a bit further. Sophia, great job. Let me just keep looking. Morning, Cynthia. I'm just trying to find. Right. Right, here we are. Let's have a look. I think this could be it. Right. Granddaughter wanting to be reinstated as the trustee over her daughter's estate. You may not be aware of this, but Priscilla and her daughter have been estranged for over 8 years, the time of Lisa's death. In 2003, Priscilla, as a trustee of EPE with the business partner and friend Barry Siegel, sold 85% of EPE, Elvis Presley Enterprises, to businessman Robert F.X. Silliman. They had planned, according to the sworn testimony of Marco Garibaldi, Priscilla's former spouse, father to son Navram, they were planning to take control in the company in full, to take it away from Lisa Marie. Now, this got me thinking. Let me just see if I can get... Right, so let's have a look. So, a job she no longer was doing and had been nearly 20 years. Lisa sued Barry Siegel for mismanagement of funds and using her money without her knowledge or consent for investing in bad high-risk schemes. And I think, wasn't that Pop Idol which went bankrupt? Right, let's keep looking. Right, so Barry Siegel lost the case. And in a countersuit he filed against Lisa, he had to pay back Lisa Marie. Priscilla, in wanting to avoid the humiliation of going to court and being sued by her daughter, sold her home to pay her debt back, the millions that she had been stealing from Lisa Marie. You can verify all of this by looking up at the court case of Santa Monica Court. People who are Elvis fans and his fans, not Priscilla, they are disgusted with this woman claiming to be his widow. She is not his widow. Right. So that, hi Cynthia, where are you from? Good morning to you. I hope you're having a great day. So anyway, so this got me thinking. I started thinking, I want to know more about the Barry Siegel litigation, the lawsuit that happened. Did Priscilla Presley secretly try to take control of Elvis Presley Enterprises in a sly way from Priscilla Presley? Did she? We know that at some point Lisa Marie Presley found out that Barry Siegel was doing some serious harm behind her back and taking serious money from Elvis Presley Enterprises. I know that the deal to sell 85% of Elvis Presley Enterprises was very complicated, and it is said that Priscilla Presley made $13 million out of the deal, plus took herself a very hefty wage. So this just got me thinking. Now, I'm scouring around YouTube and Google, and I'm reading things just to try and get to the bottom of it. And I come across one particular YouTube channel, and I'm going to tell you which one it is, so you don't think I'm stealing her stuff. And I want to promote that channel because I think it's very good. It's a new channel. Let me just get on it. I'm pretty sure it's called, here we go. And I recommend you watch this channel, guys. It's called Spotlight Spy. Spotlight Spy. Can you see that? If you can't see it, I'll see if I can take a picture of it. I'm going to blow it up for you guys because I really think you guys should look this channel up. Spotlight Spy on YouTube. I'm not sure of the lady's name. Let's see if we can get any details if I click on it. And that particular video is called Priscilla's Settlement, Shocking Timeline from Lisa Marie Will Exposes. Let's go more. Let's have a look. right, exposes everything. So she is doing a timeline here and going through all the different legal things that were going on and when people passed away and the consequences of certain people dying. And let me just read her. I'll see if I can get her name as well, so you guys can look her up. So she's put in all her different sources where she's got the information from. So Lisa Marie Presley's legal battles, Priscilla Presley's petition contesting the will, Lisa Marie Presley, Elvis's estate, heartbreak. So she's put it all in here where she's getting all this information from. Let's have a look. So we've got uncovered details laid out in a shocking timeline from Elvis. The last will and testimony to the settlement agreement exposes new facts and details surrounding Priscilla Presley's truth and management of Lisa Marie's estate, and then until now. Now, I'm going to show you some clips in a minute that I've picked out from this YouTube channel. Let's just see if there's anything else I can say about her. So she's also took bits from Child Bride, The Untold Story. Let me just keep looking. There's something about Priscilla's. Oh yeah, Priscilla's home sold for 3.65 million. I think this was to try and help pay back Lisa Marie. And then another one here is breaking down the Barry Siegel lawsuit. And then Navarone at his wedding, he wasn't speaking to her because Marco was part of the Barry Siegel Priscilla lawsuit. So from what I've learned is Marco Garibaldi introduced Barry Siegel to Lisa Marie. And I think it's like a management team, isn't it? And I think Barry Siegel, when he approached Lisa Marie Presley, felt that he was going to cure all her problems. She did have some massive debt problems. And she did have a problem with her spending and it needed to be controlled. And she felt that Barry Siegel was the answer. But the fact that Marco Garibaldi introduced Barry Siegel to her, to me, is a problem. It's very worrying. So when Lisa Marie sued Barry Siegel, it was for reckless negligence and management and self-serving ambition. So Riley Keough asked the court to approve settlement over mum Lisa Marie Presley's estate. Okay, this is part of what she's doing. She's digging deep. This Spotlight Spy, she really is doing decent research and she is digging deep. So I'm just going to read one little thing first before I start playing these videos. Let's have a look if I can find it. Okay, let me just read this message. It's absolutely disgusting. This is Chloe Chronicles. It's absolutely disgusting that she sued her daughter's estate for money and also to give her son from a different marriage, the son who has openly admitted he never got along with Lisa. And Chloe, let me know where you're from. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching my live stream. I've only just started digging it in here and trying to find out all the financial stuff, the lawsuit type stuff, the mismanagement. I'm learning about Lisa Marie's problems where she had financial problems as well with overspending. And I'm in the very early stage of finding out what went on. And I think this goes back quite a few years. I'm going to, as I play these little short clips, we'll start learning together because I'm still learning as I go. I'm no expert. I'm just a fan trying to understand why the fans are so upset with Priscilla. At the moment, I know about the reason fans are upset with Priscilla to do with the way she talks about Elvis and her changing stories over the years and the fact she's lived off the Presley name and that she's using the Presley name. All the sort of main points why fans are upset with Priscilla, I understand, and I'm completely on board now because I'm learning more and more. But the financial stuff, I don't really know much about it. So I'm trying to learn. Let me just read this clip. So Lisa Marie Presley sues manager for reckless mismanagement of $100 million of Elvis's fortune. Lisa Marie Presley and her financial manager, Barry Siegel, are in a legal battle over who is responsible for whittling down the $100 million trust that she inherited after the death of Elvis to just $14,000. Imagine that. Silicon Valley, that sounds very cool, in California. Hi, I'm in Southwest UK, near Bristol. Right, Lisa Marie Presley and her financial manager, Barry Siegel, are in a legal battle after it was revealed that she 16.7 million in debt. So was she 16.7 million in debt? Presley going after his reckless and negligent mismanagement of her inheritance estate, and Siegel claiming she squandered her own fortune due to her excessive spending habits. According to the two sets of documents obtained by the People and first published by The Blast, both are pointing fingers and demanding big bucks from each other. In Presley's case, she claims Siegel spent 11 years whittling down her $100 million fortune in the trust she inherited after the death of her father, Elvis Presley, in 1977 to just $14,000, dissipating her wealth through his reckless and negligent mismanagement and self-serving ambition. Much of that, she alleged, began in 2005 when Siegel sold 85% of her interest in Elvis Presley Enterprises in order to align himself with the famous investors tied to the holding company of American Idol. Now, American Idol went bust. So high-risk investment here that whittled down a lot of her money. When that didn't pan out, so basically American Idol went wrong, Presley alleges he began liquidating her assets in order to supplement the trust income without informing her, putting his own best interest ahead of her in order to put himself in proximity and in celebrity circle. Siegel also alleges bought 9 million bought a 9 million English home using the trust money, pledging the entire trust as collateral when he couldn't make the 6.7 million balloon payment. By 2016, Presley claims Siegel had liquidated almost all of the trust's remaining principals, especially after the Idol holding company went bankrupt. Her trust was left with $14,000 in cash and over $500,000 in credit card debt, according to documents. She's suing for breach of trust, negligence, constructive fraud, and recompense for the tens of millions of dollars that Siegel cost her through reckless mismanagement. Meanwhile, Siegel countersues, claims Presley twice squandered her family's fortune after she inherited it in 1993, and is looking to blame others instead of taking responsibility for her own actions. After Elvis's death, his ex-wife Priscilla was the one who rescued Elvis Presley Enterprises from near bankruptcy, according to his documents, bringing in the CEO and turning Graceland into the money and tourist attraction. But Siegel claims her daughter misused that. Let's have a look. Lisa was rescued from insolvency by a deal she now calls fraudulent and self-serving Siegel soothsayers. After becoming wealthy again, she dissipated her second fortune over the 10 years, and she spiraled downwards personally. She refused to listen to the warnings of her most trusted advisor and her family. Unfortunately, she has only herself to blame for her financial and personal misfortune, continues excessive spending and reliance on credit for exceeding what trust could pay her for income alone. Now remember, this is Barry Siegel's point of view. It's not the truth. Yeah? We're going to start to get nearer to the truth in a minute when I start showing the video clips. It's clear Lisa Marie is going through a difficult time in her life and looking to blame others. Again, this is Barry Siegel, who lost the court case. Yeah. So the 2005 deal she is complaining about now cleared up over 20 million in debts Lisa has incurred and netted over 40 million in cash and a multi-million-dollar income. Now, the 40 million in cash was the sale of Elvis Presley Enterprises, her 85%. But this gets more complex. Let's have a look. Most of which she managed to squander in the ensuing years. He says, my client Barry Siegel and the Provident Financial Management stuck by her, and Lisa Marie stopped paying them and is now blaming them for uncontrollable spending habits. We are confident people will see through the talk and will prevail in our case. Well, they lost. So let's have a look. Right. So a lot of this is just the point of view of Barry Siegel's. I don't really need to read any more of that. Let's just see. Right. Okay. So now what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go through these clips. Really, for me, these clips are the first time I've played them. And Spotlight Spy on YouTube has put a lot of work in it, and she's created a timeline. I'm just going to go by the first clip, and then we'll respond to each clip. They're quite short clips. And let's just see what comes up.
Three-room mansion were open to the public under the organization of EPE. Lisa Marie became entitled to receive her share in the estate in 1993. But rather than receiving this outright, she opted to create an irrevocable living trust, also known as the Promenade Trust. In addition to holding Graceland and all of Elvis's personal assets, this trust held 100% of the shares in EPE. This trust was created by and for Lisa Marie Presley when she was 25 years old as an estate plan, and contained provisions for how it will be managed and named, who the beneficiaries are, and how that will play out.
Okay, so the Promenade Trust. I need to look that up. So I think there's many things that the Promenade Trust was set up to do. Okay, that's the first clip. Let's go to the next clip. That's just me.
The initial co-trustees named were Lisa Marie, Priscilla.
Let's just play this one again.
The initial co-trustees named were Lisa Marie, Priscilla Presley, and the National Bank of Commerce in Memphis, Tennessee. In this trust, it listed the distribution upon her death to be 1/9 to Navarone and Priscilla, with the remaining 8/9 to Lisa's living children. It also noted her preference in education for the children as the Church of Scientology. There was an addiction clause that would allow the co-trustees, in this we assume Priscilla in regards to Lisa Marie, to drug and alcohol test and remove income if found dependent on substances. Also, it states that once all living descendants are no longer available to inherit distributions from the estate, that the estate would be dissolved and split 50-50 between the Church of Scientology and a homeless charitable organization.
Well, I find that clip very shocking. That eventually, when there's no descendants left, it's going to get split between Scientology and... I actually find that hard to believe. Let's keep going.
She was introduced to Barry Siegel through Marco Garibaldi. Barry had been Marco's own personal manager. Barry became Lisa's business manager and a co-trustee with Priscilla. In 2004, less than 2 years into his role, Siegel sold 85% of the trust's interests in EPE, which was still worth around $100 million. This business decision would later become a source of contention and legal battles between Lisa Marie, Barry Siegel, and her mother. On July 30th, 2007, Priscilla Presley removed National Bank of Commerce as co-trustee and appointed City National Bank as co-trustee. In October of 2014, Tony Ortega, one of the foremost reporters on the Scientology beat, working to expose them, reports that Lisa Marie has left Scientology for good and was fighting a war with the organization behind the scenes, helping stories come to light that exposed, according to him, the most despicable practices of her former faith.
So all of this is new to me, very shocking, and Spotlight Spy has done a great job finding out all these facts and creating this timeline. So I'm just going to keep going with little clips, and all of it is almost like, I can't believe it's true. So let's just click on the next bit.
Their 10-year marriage. In 2018, Lisa Marie filed a $100 million lawsuit against Barry Siegel when she realized her trust had been squandered. In her lawsuit, Marco Garibaldi stated he was in the room in 2004 when Priscilla and Barry plotted together to sell off 85% of Elvis Presley Enterprises in order to take it away from Lisa Marie so that she couldn't spend all the money.
Right, I'm going to play that again. So did you hear this? They're saying that there was a plot with Barry Siegel to basically completely take over Elvis Presley Enterprises so that Lisa Marie had no control anymore. And this plot was with Priscilla Presley, her mother, and Barry Siegel. So for me, that is so worrying, so shocking. And this does make me understand why there is so much resentment to Priscilla, because I literally can't believe it. I'm going to play it one more time, guys.
Their 10-year marriage. In 2018, Lisa Marie filed a $100 million lawsuit against Barry Siegel when she realized her trust had been squandered. In her lawsuit, Marco Garibaldi stated he was in the room in 2004 when Priscilla and Barry plotted together to sell off 85% of Elvis Presley Enterprises in order to take it away from Lisa Marie so that she couldn't spend all the money.
That literally takes my breath away. That comment that could even happen. You know, her own mother. Yeah, I just can't explain it. The greed is extreme, and I don't like to just badmouth people, but that is too much. Right, let me just see what the next clip is.
They both were placed in the new company.
Right, now you're going to find this shocking as well, because I think this explains the money they were taking yearly, I think it says, and that Lisa Marie Presley didn't even know about. So, and a lot of people have told me, did you know that Priscilla Presley was taking $900,000 a year and Lisa Marie didn't know? And I kept thinking, well, how can she not know? So, and this gives you some sort of idea about this secret plot that was going on.
They both were placed in the new company and both drew a salary. Barry's yearly salary was $500,000 a year and Priscilla's $1 million a year. In addition to her yearly salary, Garibaldi said Priscilla personally made $13 million from the sale. When the deal was done, Lisa Marie was only left with around $40 million after taxes, plus $25 million worth of stock in the future holding company of American Idol, which eventually went bankrupt. And that was far from the only piece of misfortune. And for this, she lost all rights to her father's name, image, merchandising, and royalties from recorded songs.
I want to play that again as well because it's too important. So she made $13 million from the sale. I mean, I've never understood why Lisa Marie Presley allowed 85% of her company, EPE, to be sold off. It doesn't make sense. And the ending of this particular short clip says that she also sold away her rights. It's beyond me. Let me just play it again.
Placed in the new company and both drew a salary. Barry's yearly salary was $500,000 a year and Priscilla's $1 million a year. In addition to her yearly salary, Garibaldi said Priscilla personally made $13 million from the sale. When the deal was done, Lisa Marie was only left with around $40 million after taxes, plus $25 million worth of stock in the future holding company of American Idol, which eventually went bankrupt. And that was far from the only piece of misfortune. And for this, she lost all rights to her father's name, image, merchandising, and royalties from recorded songs.
And I'll play that last 10 seconds again.
And for this, she lost all rights to her father's name, image, merchandising, and royalties from recorded songs.
That's just crazy. That's just literally crazy. And I really thank Spotlight Spy for digging out all this information and all her hard work, doing the research for this. I'm going to keep going because I've got some more clips. Right, let's have a look.
3-room mansion were open to the...
Let's have a look.
Sold one of her... I do feel like he would be there.
So Lisa Marie really trusted Barry Siegel. And this is what she says about him. Morning, Maxine. Just remind me where you're from. I hope you're enjoying this show. I'm just trying to dig deep here and find out the seriousness of the lawsuit between Lisa Marie and Barry Siegel and Priscilla Presley's secret involvement and behind the scenes secretly planning to take over Elvis Presley Enterprises fully, so that they were going to have full control and Lisa Marie was going to lose control. I'm completely shocked by what I'm finding out here. Oh, yeah, of course. From North Hampshire, we spoke yesterday. And I hope you find this interesting. I'm learning as I go. So how much of this is 100% true, I don't know. And the more I watch, the more I learn. And I want to learn with you guys. So let's just see what he said.
And he would be there. He would protect me. Yeah. I feel like that's a protection that I haven't ever had since I was 9. In 2019, Priscilla sold one of her homes. The headlines read she was forced to sell the home in order to bail out Lisa Marie from her financial woes. In a quote from one of Priscilla's pals, she stated, "Priscilla was doing this as it's Lisa Marie's last chance." But behind the scenes, others reported that Priscilla actually started to liquidate assets in order to repay Lisa Marie based on a sealed settlement that was reached with her daughter over the Barry Siegel Elvis Presley Enterprise lawsuit that unearthed that Priscilla had been making $900,000 a year. The lawsuit revealed Siegel negligently mishandled her money and that he had allowed and in fact lobbied her mother's nearly 7-figure income, even though Priscilla had not been performing any sort of executive level work to justify the salary. Priscilla's salary had not been disclosed to Lisa, nor was she given the same salary benefit.
So I'm going to play that again. It's just too critical. It's too critical. But yeah, Priscilla, well, you call her a crook, Maxine, but I tell you what, I didn't think she was a crook until yesterday when I just started looking into all of this. I watched a few videos yesterday, all to do with Barry Siegel and Priscilla and what they were doing behind the scenes. And I was shocked. And then it is backed up with court documentation. And this is what, so I actually found the proof as well. So it's just, I'm blown away by it. And you say she should never have been able to use the Presley name. Well, I completely agree with that. I said this yesterday as well, that who gives up a name? Because we know clearly that Priscilla Bulow, when she divorced Elvis in 1973, and they had settlements, you know, not just financial, they had agreements, even though Priscilla did keep going back for more and more and more because she was so greedy. I think she went back 3 times. She agreed to not use the Presley name and then waited until he died before she started using it again. And it's so obvious that she started using the Presley name for financial gain. It's the truth. It was for financial gain, to open doors, to give her more career opportunities. And it was all about greed using the Presley name. And I completely agree. You do not give up a name and then take it back. You don't. And then spend the rest of your life acting as if you're the widow of the person when you weren't his widow. She was never his widow. And the way she left Elvis with Mike Stone, you know, with her arms around Mike Stone, the karate guy, was degrading for Elvis. It was humiliating for Elvis. And she did it very publicly. And this bothers me. If my wife left me and then paraded herself with her new boyfriend within days, I don't think I'd ever get over it. And I don't think Elvis ever fully got over the humiliation he felt, because he was a very proud man, Elvis. After her walking around with Mike Stone, and it was in all the tabloids, in all the magazines. Someone told me there was even a TV clip where Priscilla was interviewed boasting about Mike Stone. So it's just shocking, all of it. It's right, my wife's trying to message me. You're at work, stop messaging me. I think when it comes to Priscilla, I think there were things that Elvis could never accept. I completely agree with that. And I do think that a big part of him becoming more of an addict and more overeating and more depression and secluding himself away from the public was all to do with how he felt that he had been kicked in the face by Priscilla Presley and Mike Stone. And unfortunately, the future girlfriends never really did pull him out of that, did they? So, yes, I've seen that. I think they were together for about a year, weren't they? Was it a year or 16 months? I think I might have read. So, she had a few serious relationships. I know Marco Garibaldi was the longest one, but she had a few, didn't she? So, I'm going to play that clip one more. Well, I do know about bipolar because there's a member in my family that's got bipolar. So I can't really comment on that. I don't really understand bipolar. I know that with the wrong medication, bipolar is a devastating condition. Right, let me just play that clip.
He would be there. He would protect me. Yeah. I feel like that's the protection that I haven't ever had since I was 9. In 2019, Priscilla sold one of her homes. The headlines read she was forced to sell the home in order to bail out Lisa Marie from her financial woes. In a quote from one of Priscilla's pals, she stated, "Priscilla was doing this as it's Lisa Marie's last chance." But behind the scenes, others reported that Priscilla actually started to liquidate assets in order to repay Lisa Marie based on a sealed settlement that was reached with her daughter over the Barry Siegel Elvis Presley Enterprise lawsuit that unearthed that Priscilla had been making $900,000 a year. The lawsuit revealed Siegel negligently mishandled her money and that he had allowed and in fact lobbied her mother's nearly 7-figure income, even though Priscilla had not been performing any sort of executive level work to justify the salary. Priscilla's salary had not been disclosed to Lisa, nor was she given the same salary benefit.
Just shocking, guys. Absolutely shocking. I'm playing most clips twice because I can't believe it myself, and I want you guys to absorb it and really take in what is being said here. So, and let me just tell them what. All right, I'm just on a live at the moment. Everything all right?
Oh, you go for a run at all?
Not yet. No, I've got another at least half an hour on here. Just message me. Okay. Bye. Right, so let's have a look here. Right, where were we? Let's get back to these clips. Okay, let's have a look. Which one? I want to play them in the right order. Let's just try and see where.
She was introduced to Barry Siegel.
No, we've played that one.
They both were placed in the new company and both drew a salary.
Right, we know that one.
Their 10-year marriage. In 2018.
Let's have a look here then. Right, okay. I'm not sure what it's going to say. I'm going to play it and then I'll replay it if I have to.
In 2018, Lisa Marie filed a $100 million lawsuit against Barry Siegel when she realized her trust had been squandered. In her lawsuit, Marco Garibaldi stated he was in the room in 2004 when Priscilla and Barry plotted together to sell off 85% of Elvis Presley Enterprises in order to take it away from Lisa Marie so that she couldn't spend all the money.
So that's it. That is... Guys, doesn't that shock you? I have to play that again. They plotted. That's unbelievable. Her own daughter. If this is true, which it could be, it is unforgivable, and it completely makes sense why they weren't speaking to each other for 8 years. Because I've always wondered, because people keep messaging me saying, oh, did you know they hadn't spoken for 8 years? Someone said to me yesterday they did start speaking a little bit once the Baz Luhrmann Elvis film came out. There was a bit of reconnection there, but then they fell out again. So I'll play that clip again, guys.
In 2018, Lisa Marie filed a $100 million lawsuit against Barry Siegel when she realized her trust had been squandered. In her lawsuit, Marco Garibaldi stated he was in the room in 2004 when Priscilla and Barry plotted together to sell off 85% of Elvis Presley Enterprises in order to take it away from Lisa Marie so that she couldn't spend all the money.
Now, woo! Right, let's go to the next clip. That's just crazy. It's the only word I can use.
Yeah, he would be there. He would protect me. Yeah. The headlines read, she was forced to sell the home in order to...
Right, I'm going to just play this bit again here. So what they're saying in this bit is that because she was worried about being sued by her own daughter, and they tried to hush it all up and blame it all on Barry Siegel, that she sold her main home to try and pay back Lisa Marie Presley to avoid a lawsuit. So let's just play this. I may have played it already, but I still want to play it again.
You know, he would be there. He would protect me. Yeah. I feel like that's a protection that I haven't ever had since I was 9. In 2019, Priscilla sold one of her homes. The headlines read, she was forced to sell the home in order to bail out Lisa Marie from her financial woes. In a quote from one of Priscilla's pals, she stated, Priscilla was doing this as it's Lisa Marie's last chance. But behind the scenes, others reported that Priscilla actually started to liquidate assets in order to repay Lisa Marie based on a sealed settlement that was reached with her daughter over the Barry Siegel Elvis Presley Enterprise lawsuit that unearthed that Priscilla had been making $900,000 a year. The lawsuit revealed Siegel negligently mishandled her money and that he had allowed and in fact lobbied her mother's nearly 7-figure income, even though Priscilla had not been performing any sort of executive level work to justify the salary. Priscilla's salary had not been disclosed to Lisa, nor was she given the same salary benefit.
There we are, see, and many many people have been saying to me in my comments that Lisa Marie never knew that Priscilla was taking this massive yearly hefty wage. She didn't know about it. So when all this stuff came out, it was a complete shock to Lisa Marie, which I think is what led to Lisa Marie filing a lawsuit against Barry Siegel. Somehow Lisa was trying to not sue her own mother because she's a nice person. And you get Priscilla Presley panicking behind the scenes, trying to get money, so selling off property to get money to try and really to shut Lisa Marie down, to quieten her. So let me just read this. This is Patty Pajeska. Hi, Patty. Where are you from? My name's Louis. I'm just learning as I go here. So I don't know if everything I'm showing you is true. Again, I thank Spotlight Spy, the YouTube channel, where I've got a lot of this information from. Really appreciate it. Your work is great. I highly recommend your channel, Spotlight Spy. If you come across my live stream, I really thank you for your great little clips. This is absolutely true. Old news. Priscilla has been stealing from Lisa her whole life until she found out about it in 2016. That is why the last 8 years of Lisa's life, they were not speaking. I know it's old news, Patty, but not for me. My channel's quite new. I really, to be honest with you, I've never really put any time into looking at the financial stuff to do with Lisa Marie or Priscilla Presley or the trustees or Graceland or any of that. It's not really been a big thing for my channel. It's always been the life story of anything Elvis. So this is all new to me and I'm learning and I'm trying to learn with my subscribers. I think we're all learning together. I know many of you guys out there already know all this, but I tell you what, it's very, very interesting. So I'm going to play that clip one more time, then we'll go to the next one.
You know, he would be there. He would protect me. Yeah. I feel like that's a protection that I haven't ever had since I was 9. In 2019, Priscilla sold one of her homes. The headlines read, she was forced to sell the home in order to bail out Lisa Marie from her financial woes. In a quote from one of Priscilla's pals, she stated, Priscilla was doing this as it's Lisa Marie's last chance. But behind the scenes, others reported that Priscilla actually started to liquidate assets in order to repay Lisa Marie based on a sealed settlement that was reached with her daughter over the Barry Siegel Elvis Presley Enterprise lawsuit that unearthed that Priscilla had been making $900,000 a year. The lawsuit revealed Siegel negligently mishandled her money and that he had allowed and in fact lobbied her mother's nearly 7-figure income, even though Priscilla had not been performing any sort of executive level work to justify the salary. Priscilla's salary had not been disclosed to Lisa, nor was she given the same salary benefit.
There you go, guys. Shocking. Absolutely shocking. Let's keep going. I think I'm coming to the end of the clips now. Let's just see where we are.
She was introduced to Barry Siegel.
So we know she was introduced to Barry Siegel from Marco Garibaldi, but that makes me worried.
Yeah, he would be there.
Right, so we're on the last clip, I think. Or let's have a look. Well, we may have already paid the last clip. Let's have a look.
In 2018, Lisa Marie filed a
Right, let's just play this bit.
In 2018, Lisa Marie filed a $100 million lawsuit against Barry Siegel when she realized her trust had been squandered. In her lawsuit, Marco Garibaldi stated he was in the room in 2004 when Priscilla and Barry plotted together to sell off 85% of Elvis Presley Enterprises in order to take it away from Lisa Marie so that she couldn't spend all the money.
Yeah, I've already played that, but whew, that's like Dallas again, isn't it? It's like it's the sort of things you see in a movie, yeah. You know, corporate style greed that, and maybe these kind of things go on in real life. You know, in fact, no, they do, don't they? But who'd have thought that her mother would do it? Her mother, and it explains a lot to me, because the thing that shocks me about Priscilla is the way that since Lisa Marie has passed, that she has just carried on with life as if nothing happened. And she's carrying on traveling around the world promoting Elvis, and she's doing Comic-Con, and she's doing lots of interviews, and she just seems happy, and she's laughing in many of her interviews and laughing to herself. And I personally think that the interview she had with Piers Morgan was a farce, and the way he sucked up to her and didn't ask the tough questions, really, did he? And he made her out as if she was some kind of angel. And he treated her like she was Elvis's widow, you know, and he completely ignored the life that she had. This is Piers Morgan. He completely ignored the life she had once she divorced Elvis. She obviously went on to a very full life, had many affairs, then a very long period with Marco Garibaldi. He didn't ask any of that. He spoke to Priscilla as if, poor you were badly treated, you had to put up with a lot. And then Elvis died and you became his widow, and you've spent the rest of your life trying to promote his legacy. And because of you, Graceland was saved. That is how Piers Morgan interviewed Priscilla. And that is so far from the truth. The truth is, I know that Elvis was unfaithful. I accept that. But the truth is that because because she wasn't happy with Elvis, she created her own secret life, and she was having affairs. Behind the scenes, she was a very difficult person. And if you listen to the Memphis Mafia interviews and some of the staff interviews, there's a lot of people that were not happy with Priscilla and the way how she treated the people around Graceland. So, and the way that Priscilla left Elvis, once she had made up her mind that she had decided she wanted her own future, her own career, and I believe that secretly she wanted to be famous, and she wanted to make films, and she wanted to do TV, she wanted to do advertising, she wanted to open her own clothing business. I believe that once Priscilla had made up her mind that she wanted out, I think probably around not long after the baby was born, and maybe even during while she was pregnant, she did plot to get away from Elvis, and Mike Stone was probably the door that opened to get away from Elvis. And I think the way she kept going back for more and more and more money off Elvis, and they say that even weeks before he died, that she put a lien, so I would say in England that's called a charge, on Graceland, because she wanted more money and she wanted more control over, I think, the fact that she was the trustee on behalf of Lisa Marie Presley. So I just see massive greed here. That, and they were using the trustee, the fact that she was the trustee on behalf of Lisa Marie, and I just see a mess here. And I don't understand how you can treat your daughter like that. I just do not get it. I'm still learning. I need to do a lot more research because I really want to understand the Barry Siegel and Lisa Marie lawsuit problems. Yeah, I really want to understand the depths of it. And I know at the moment, and I watched it on the Rhonda channel, you know, let me just see what she actually calls her channel. So Rhonda, some of you may be aware of her. She's got her own channel. But I was watching her this morning, and she was talking about, here we go. Right, I'll show you the channel. So I don't know how many of you are aware of it, but there's still an ongoing lawsuit with, and her name is Bridget Cruz. Again, it involves the setting up of companies. I think Priscilla agreed to signed many contracts, agreeing to many commitments. And Bridget Cruz was going to help her to run the companies, more than one company. But now there's a lawsuit because I think Bridget Cruz feels that Priscilla has not lived up to any of her promises, any of her obligation, and is almost pretending that she didn't even know what was happening and didn't understand what she was signing. And this is on Rhonda's channel, just talking about it. She's called Presley Mania. I think many of you are aware of Rhonda. I don't know if you can see that very well. But Presley Mania, another great Elvis channel. And she really does go into proper court documents. She goes to the Santa Monica website and prints out these documents and reads them to us and tries to help us understand these documents. She's brilliant. I highly recommend her. And so it's Bridget Cruz. I'm just going to type in Bridget Cruz, see what comes up. Let's just see what comes up. See if we can learn something about her. And Priscilla. Nothing might come up, but sometimes it does, doesn't it? So straight away, Rhonda's site comes up. Right, here we go. There is a clip here. Priscilla, right, let me just. So Priscilla Presley sued by a businesswoman who said that she helped prevent Star's financial ruin and public embarrassment in 2022. Priscilla Presley has been sued by a businesswoman named Bridget Cruz, who said her work for the Star prevented her from financial ruin and public embarrassment. Cruz said in legal documents reviewed by TMZ that she and the 78-year-old actress in 2022 began a company, Priscilla Presley Partners. And I have heard about this company. In the court papers, which were filed last September, Cruz said that she provided management to Priscilla for her business and personal affairs at a critical time when the celebrities was running perilously low on funds. So basically, they were all going bust, weren't they? Yeah? Meaning Priscilla. Priscilla's mother of the late Lisa Marie and grandmother and actress Riley Keough, 34, had outstanding tax debts of $700,000 at the time Cruz told the court. Cruz said that the ex-wife of the legendary singer Elvis Presley had been about 60 days away from financial collapse when she swooped in and got her affairs in order. So Bridget Cruz feels that if she didn't help, that Priscilla was going bankrupt. She was going bust. Yeah. You imagine that, guys. So does it say anything more? Cruz told the court that she spent a significant amount of money at the time working on projects for Priscilla to capitalize on from publicity of the Sofia Coppola biopic, which was released in October 2023. Cruz, who is suing for breach of contract, said that Priscilla in August of 2023 ceased all contact with her and has not compensated her for any money she has made on the project that she worked on. So basically, Priscilla is ignoring her and completely stopped talking to her, even though she signed many contracts. So this just doesn't make sense. What kind of a person gets some? So she obviously hired Bridget Cruz. They came to many agreements, and there was lawyers, solicitors involved that made sure everything was done correctly, and then pretends it never happened and says she didn't know what she was doing. This is basically what Priscilla is saying. I didn't know what I was doing. Who does that? Who does that? I've done many contracts in my life. I've done many businesses, and I have always stuck to what I agreed to in the contracts. That's part of life. That's being a decent, honest person. You fulfill your obligations to your contracts. Right. Priscilla, who has been seen in films such as The Naked Gun, The Adventures of Ford Fairlane, has filed papers requesting the court dismiss the lawsuit, according to the outlet. Priscilla's lawyer, Marty Singer, said that the star ceased working with Cruz when she found out Cruz and her associates were attempting to misappropriate Miss Presley's assets and were engaging in other acts of wrongdoing. So, you know, this Marty Singer, he's giving it a good go, yeah, to try and get Priscilla out of this. Singer said Priscilla has made significant claims against Priscilla Presley, what's the name of partners, is that it? And its principal Bridget Cruz and Kevin Fiaco for misappropriating hundreds of thousands of dollars long before the spacious lawsuit was filed. He added, "We fully anticipate that my clients will be vindicated and obtain a judgment against them." She was posed alongside Priscilla in August 27, 2021 on an Instagram post. Okay, I think that may be it on that. So here we go. On December the 30th, 2022, Cruz advertised an event featuring Priscilla slated for January the 5th, 2023 at the Vineyard Wine Bar, a healthy bistro in Orlando, Florida. In October the 21st bio on her social media page, Cruz was described as the founder and lead auctioneer for world-renowned auctions house, a powerful force in the auction industry, an amazing advocate for those less fortunate. And I've heard this, that she's involved in auctioning off items of value. The description continued from her record-breaking auctions in the entertainment memorabilia, fine jewelry, royal artifacts. She still has never stopped giving back to her community and those causes which are important to her. Now, I think when Lisa Marie passed, I think there are a lot of valuable items that Lisa Marie had. And I think there's a possibility that that's why Priscilla brought in Bridget Cruz. I don't know this for definite. But obviously, now that Lisa Marie has passed, her items are very valuable. Of course they are. It's Elvis's daughter. So I know Rhonda Hamilton, who does Presley May, and she is excellent in research and reporting. She is an Elvis historian. Yes, she is. And I watch her and I learn a lot from Rhonda. She's brilliant. She's brilliant. So I could go on and on, guys. What's very clear is that I'm still learning. I think some of you are learning with me. Some of you will already know a lot of what I'm speaking about. I will carry on watching the Bridget Cruz lawsuit as it unfolds, but I put it to myself, I'm going to learn a lot more about the finances, EPE and Graceland. I know that, as far as I know, Riley Keough now with the twins, 100% owns Graceland, the building. I think it's still 85% has been sold off. Belongs to EPE. I'd like to know more about EPE, who actually owns EPE. I think it's some kind of management company, and obviously there's banks involved with that. And I've got a bit of work to do, guys. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I will say this, I find it all very shocking. And if it's true, very, very disappointed in Priscilla. And I know some of us Elvis fans, through the 70s and 80s, fell in love with the fairy tale romance that actually wasn't a fairy tale. I do think we've been spoon-fed a story from the 60s, 70s that isn't true. And I think Priscilla, unfortunately, isn't the victim that she paints herself to be. I think she has spent her whole life really being dishonest and not telling us the truth, guys. And the fact that she spends her whole life acting like Elvis's widow when she never was his widow, and she created some serious hurt for Elvis. I'm starting to learn, guys. I'm starting to wake up a bit here. I'm starting to understand this. And I'm not trying to create hate. I'll tell you what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get to the truth. And I've been saying this for weeks now on my live streams. I want to know the truth. And I've had you guys sending me loads of comments, defending Elvis, giving me all the facts to do with finances, but not just that, to do with going right back from 1959 to today. And you guys are such loyal supporters of Elvis. You're there for him and you're really fighting for him. And where I've been asking some of you guys, can't we forgive? Can't we back down a bit? Can't we not be so hateful? Well, now, because you guys are so stubborn and standing your ground and go, no, we're going to defend Elvis, it's forced me to start re-looking at everything and doing a lot more research. And it's forced me to try and understand, why are the Elvis fans so upset? Why am I getting thousands of comments against Priscilla? Why? Why so many? I would say 98% of my comments about Priscilla are negative, and they are ripping into her and really trying to tell me through my channel how much wrong she has done. Now, you can't all be wrong, guys. There's no way. If I was just getting the odd comment now and then, people trying to explain the history to me and going into detail with me, people that have done their research, by the way, people that have done their homework, if it was just the odd comment, I could probably excuse it as a bit of jealousy and a bit of hate. But no, this isn't jealousy. This isn't hate. This is people know what they're talking about. People have done the research. People have found out the facts. People have found the evidence. And people are screaming at me, this is the truth. This is the truth. And I thank you guys on my channel for helping me gradually maneuver myself to the truth. And this is where I am at the moment. Because so much harm has been done by Priscilla, we need to get Priscilla on a decent interview where we can sit down with her and go through all these accusations and really get to the truth. Because Priscilla has spent her whole life and never admitted one wrongdoing. Nothing. You will not find anywhere. You could go back right to the 70s, early 80s, and you will not find one interview where she says, I did wrong. I shouldn't have done that. I made a mistake. Why did I do that? I've mistreated Elvis. I mistreated Lisa. You will not get one thing, nothing. And that isn't normal. Now, all of us, we make mistakes in our lives. We look back on our lives. Many of us Elvis fans are in our 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s and 90s. And all of us can admit when we look back on our lives on the things that we did that were wrong. But Priscilla Presley admits nothing. And then when we go to the Riley Keough lawsuit that happened just recently that we were all shocked by, and I think that has created a lot of hate and disease, and it sort of makes sense now, doesn't it? Because who sues their granddaughter a week after the death of their daughter? Who does that? Who does that? You go behind the scenes and you work it out. You're a family. It's blood. And then who, within months of their daughter dying, carries on with their life as if nothing happened and travels around the world doing personal appearances and attending Comic-Con and doing interviews. She was on Piers Morgan very soon after the death. I tell you what, if my daughter died, you wouldn't see me on a show in that. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't even face a camera. It would be so shocking. And what the problem we're getting, guys, is that when we're listening to Priscilla's interviews, recent interviews, no one believes any of it. her body language is very cold, very calculating. And I'm like, come on, Priscilla, we're not stupid. The fans, the Elvis fans are not stupid. We know that there are a lot of lies happening here. There's a lot of greed here with money. Why is someone at 79 years old so ambitious? Who wants to run around the world at 79 trying to make more money? She's got plenty of money and property and her career, come on, go and spend time with your granddaughters. That's what you should be doing with family. Forget money, forget business. It's just, none of it adds up. And unfortunately, she's dug herself into a hole that she's never going to get out of. And I don't know the answer, guys. I don't know the answer. You tell me in your comments. So anyway, I'm waffling on. I hope you've enjoyed this. It's been over an hour. And I'm learning as I go, guys. I'm going to come back and do some different live streams as well. It's not just going to be all about Priscilla. I've made a video this morning about Larry Geller. I'm trying to understand his involvement with Elvis and the spiritual stuff. Obviously, he was his hairdresser and the friendship that Larry had with Elvis. I know that there's strong views about Larry Geller, and I know that the Memphis Mafia didn't like him and felt that his influence made Elvis unwell. So I personally think Elvis really liked Larry Geller, and Elvis had a lot of time for Larry Geller. So anyway, that's another story. So peace out to you guys. Have a great day. Please comment. If you enjoy my live streams, please subscribe. The most important thing to me is reading your comments. I love reading your comments, especially the ones where you've really put some work in and you found out new information for me, because I need it. I need it. I'm learning as I go with you. Take care, guys. I'll do another live stream later on.